All right, we are back, Realtor Nation. Today, we have Jill Monahan, the president of the board of directors, and our president-elect, Sheila King, for our series on interviewing our board of directors so that you get to know a little bit more about those on the board. So with that, Jill, welcome. Sheila, welcome. And pass the baton to you, Jill.
Awesome. Good morning, everybody. Sheila, welcome.
Thank you.
I've been excited to do this. So everybody, Sheila King is a residential real estate agent with Scopeman Realty, and she specializes in residential, but probably even more than that. She is a new construction guru. She knows her stuff and she keeps things in order. So we love that about Sheila. She also is our current president-elect, which means that right now it's September of 2021, and in less than 2 months, she'll be inaugurated as your 2022 president of the Cedar Rapids Association of Realtors. And we're very excited about that. I get goosebumps when I say that. That's super exciting. So Sheila, do you have any personal little tidbit you want to share?
Just my husband Rich and I have been married for almost 27 years. We have 2 kiddos, a senior in college and a freshman in college. So we are brand new empty nesters.
Oh,
just
nice.
out of the gate here, a month in. We've already taken 1 trip. So we're kind of liking our new life. It's fun.
I bet it is. And Sheila actually resides in Marion. So she is a Marion resident too.
I am.
Sheila, what's your dog's name?
My dog's name is Max. Max is a little Shih Tzu. He has 1 eye. He's had 1 eye almost his whole life. So he's our little one-eyed puppy dog.
Is he close by? Can we see him?
He is. Hold on.
Max is 10 years old, I was told this morning. We like to bring pets on our show, don't we, Jill?
Yes. If you got a pet, we want to see. Oh my gosh.
See the 1 eye? There it is. His hair's kind of a mess. He needs a haircut bad.
He's cute.
I love it.
He gained some weight last week. We were gone, and the puppy sitter we think overfed him, because all of a sudden I think he talked him into too many treats because he gained some pounds while we were gone.
Well, so here's the thing. In my opinion, you want to know that your dog is happy while you're gone.
Oh, he's happy.
And if he gained some weight, then he was happy.
He loves his pet sitter. So yes, but we were like, oh my gosh, I think they gave him some extra treats because he gained some weight. Anyway, oh well.
Well, Kevin, do you want to start off with some questions? Let's
go. Let's start. All right, Sheila, what year were you voted onto the board of directors?
So I was trying to look back. I had a 3-year stint a few years ago. I believe it was 2014 to 2016, I think, somewhere around there. And that's just when I had started a new construction, like in 2016. And that was just a really busy time for me. And so it was a good time for me to kind of exit. So I had my 3-year stint and then left the board for a little while. And now I've been back on for a year and a half.
Right. Yep.
Something like that. I'm back.
I think almost 2
years. Time flies.
It's already September.
So I guess it's been 2 years.
But it has gone by fast.
Absolutely. Yep. And yeah, so your term is up. Well, it was up at the end of, was it last year? Did you do a 2-year term and then jump into the president-elect?
Because I think I took over a spot for somebody.
Yeah. I believe that was correct. You know, it reminds me of what Amy Eaton, with Amy too, Jill, when we interviewed her. Like Amy, Sheila's kind of jumped in when need be. And of course, you know, we're very thankful that she was able to do a partial term here and a full term there, and certainly coming up through leadership. So thank you, Sheila. That's awesome.
Sure. Yes. So how long have you had your real estate license and been practicing?
So I started in early 2010, so 11 years.
Awesome. So right after you got Max.
Yeah. Yes.
Sheila, what did you do before you jumped into real estate?
So I moved to Iowa to work at the University of Iowa. I have a master's degree in higher ed administration. So I did leadership development, student activities, campus event planning there. Then I left and went to McLeod, USA for a while, and I did event planning and project management there. And then our son was born and I took a 10-year hiatus, and I was a stay-home mom, had a home-based business during that time, but I was mostly a stay-home mom. And then when our daughter started first grade, my husband said, you need to get a job, a real job again. And so somebody said something to me about real estate. I'd never thought about it. And I went and interviewed Jane Glantz, who'd been our realtor for a long time, and the rest is history. She said, I'll be your mentor. And I said, wow, didn't know that was a thing. And here I am. So, yeah.
So thank you to Jane.
Yeah.
I
Jane,
know.
if you're watching.
I know.
Thank you for helping Sheila enter into the industry. So what path did you take to even land on the board of directors, like committees that you were on, that sort of thing?
So, I had done event planning stuff, and somebody mentioned early on in my business, somebody mentioned getting involved. And I think that's a huge key thing for new members, is for somebody to bring them to a committee meeting or talk to them about getting involved in a committee. And so we used to have programs and entertainment was a committee way back in my early years in real estate. And so I was on that. And then I was also on the PR committee because it just felt, like my history basically. And so that was sort of my start the first time I was on the board. And then over the years, I've been on the Realtor Development Committee, did a short stint on the Scholarship Committee last year, which was great. I've been on one ethics board in all of my years. So I've kind of been on that committee just as a standby person, but fortunately, we don't have a whole lot of those. So only have been needed once on that, but so kind of varied. Scholarship and Realtor Development are the most recent.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Did you start the oversight of the Mission of Hope program?
So no, I
Okay.
followed Lisa Nolan. Lisa
Oh, that's
Nolan
great.
had done it. What I did was Lisa did a lot of the cooking herself because Lisa is a rock star and she would ask for help. And then when people wouldn't do it, she would just cook because that's what Lisa did. And like she would cook the whole meal sometimes was my
Yeah.
understanding. And so when I took over, I said, oh, no, I am not cooking for all those people. So my claim to fame is that I really pushed and made other people do the cooking. Like I did some, but I didn't do all of it. So I really pushed that to get other people to do the work. And so I did that for, I think about 3 years. And now Annie Kastner's been rocking it ever since, and she's perfected it. So yes, I kind of forgot about that. That was a fun stint for about, 2 or 3 years. I did that, I think.
That's a classic example, though, of you using your talents, like to help the board. And it's exactly what board involvement is. Like, hey, what are you talented at? Let's jump in and do it.
Right.
So thank you for all of that. And right now you are on the diversity task force.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. Board of directors, obviously.
And Realtor Development.
Yeah.
Okay. What about I'm sure in the past you've been part of community involvement in different community things. I'm guessing now with everything you have going on with your business and the board of directors, president-elect, soon to be president, you may not be as involved today in the community, but in the past, you have any involvement?
So a lot of stuff with our kids, with school and just different things they were involved in over the years. So that's kind of morphed throughout the years. I've been very involved in my church. And so I've taught religious ed and continued to do that until about 2 years ago when I had an illness. So I kind of had to step back from that, but I see that as something that I'll probably do again. I really liked working with the middle schoolers and the high schoolers. And so now that my kiddos are gone, that's something that I'll probably get back involved with again. So that's kind of changed with COVID stuff. It's still not completely back to normal, but yeah, I see myself getting back involved with that. And then who knows? Maybe some other stuff because I don't have the kiddos here now. So
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to bring back the dunk tank like we had when I first started here at the Realtor Picnic. But of all the events that we have, what would you say is one of your favorite things or networking events or committee work or whatever? One of your favorite CRAAR events?
So, that's kind of changed over the years too. When my kids were little, we loved the family fun night. And so that was just something that we did as a family. And I know that's coming up next week, right?
It
I
is.
believe.
Yep.
Still time to
Yep.
sign up for that. So that was great when my kiddos were little. We loved that. I mean, it's a fun networking thing too, but that was just a fun family event for us. Gosh, nights at the ballpark. Most recently, I've really enjoyed the RPAC pub crawl. So I haven't done the crawl part, but I've done the auction part, which is always a really good time. I'm kind of competitive, so it's sort of fun to bid against other people and
Bid them
win.
up.
Bid them up sometimes and then stop. Yeah, we don't want to talk about that strategy. But anyway, so that's been a really fun event. And then actually, just a couple of months ago, my husband and I went to the Habitat for Humanity Bags tournament. We didn't participate, but we just went and hung out. And that was a really cool event. So that's something that I'll do in the future too. It was just kind of fun to network and hang out with people. And again, they had like an auction thing going on, which was fun. So yeah,
Cool.
we have
Thank
lots
you
of great
for-
events.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
So as we round out the interview, do you have any advice, words of wisdom to your colleagues or maybe agents that might be watching this 3 years from now that are joining the business in the future?
I think, again, early on, I'm glad somebody encouraged me to get involved in committees because it's easy to get to know people in your own brokerage, but that gave me an opportunity to really get to kind of hang out and meet agents from other brokerages. And then what I found was when I had a transaction with somebody that I already knew, it just made it so much easier. The trust was already there, just getting to know people. And, we have these transactions and we work fast and furious sometimes. And if you already kind of have a relationship with somebody, I just think it makes it easier. So I think getting to know other agents as well as you can is important. I think being transparent and also working together when you have a transaction. We all want the same thing. We all want to get to closing. Our buyer, our seller, all of us want to get to closing. And so the best transactions are the ones where we can keep that in mind and things don't have to be combative. It doesn't have to be a competition. We need to work together. And so I think, again, the more that you can get to know the other agents, the easier that is. But even if you don't know them, just keeping in mind, we all have the end goal there and it's not a competition. Let's just work together and be professional. So that's my biggest advice.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you. And that's definitely a trend. Every director we've interviewed has said, get involved in the community so that you can meet the other agents, the other 900 and some active agents, to make your job easier working with them and to provide that better service by having a good relationship. So that's awesome.
Yep.
Anything else, Kevin?
No, I think that's it. That rounds out our questions for the day. So
Awesome.
Sheila, thank you for taking time today. Jill, always a pleasure. And we'll see you guys at the next interview. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
you. You can